Hi, and welcome to the MCB Community Update. My name's Eric Joseph. I'm the Executive Director of the Audible Local Ledger, located in beautiful Mashpee, Massachusetts. It's part of the Massachusetts Audio Information Network, Maine, your main source for accessible community news and information. We bring local news and information to the blind and print disabled across the state. As part of this podcast, we'll interview the Commissioner John Oliveira of the Mass Commission for the Blind quarterly. And in the intervening months, we'll bring experts who have a lot to offer to our community. And we'll listen to what they have to say, we'll ask them some probing questions, and hopefully we'll all learn together. We welcome your feedback and hope you enjoy our series of interviews. And now, without further ado, here is the MCB Community Update. Hi, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Our guest this month on the MCB Community Update is our quarterly visit with Commissioner John Oliveira. Last time we spoke with the Commissioner was around September. So, hi, Commissioner. What's new since then?
Hello, how are you?
Great.
And hope everyone is doing well. And happy holidays to all as we head towards the end of the year. Another year done. And I guess we can talk about some of the things we've done. So we did have an employer webinar, and that's part of the next thing I'm going to talk about. But it's a webinar that we target towards employers. That was done in September, and it's to answer their questions about hiring individuals with disabilities, or in our case, who are blind. And many of the questions they have and may be afraid to ask because they are uncomfortable talking to our employment services team, because they deal with employers and answer these questions all the time and are very familiar with making them at ease. It works out very well. We had right around 40 employers that attended this year, and it's always good if some employers have participated in some of MCB's programs and others have not. So it's a good way for us to bring employers into the mix, new employers. It's a good way to resolve some questions that new staff with those employers might have. So it really works out very well. Our employment team is very well versed on making them feel comfortable. And we're not going to make judgments on the questions. These questions come up all the time in different ways, but it really is designed to answer those questions, make them at ease when they're interviewing someone with a disability, when they have someone with a disability that's working in the environment. So it really, we have been doing this for several years, and it usually is done in September. And that's, we hope to continue to do that. And we find it very useful. And again, a good way for us to get exposure to some new employers that haven't worked with our consumers before. So after that event, that's sort of a warm up for what we call the reverse job fair. And again, we had more than 40 consumers that were looking for jobs, and a little more than 40 employers attended. So it's a different way to attend a job fair. It really eliminates a lot of the, in some cases, anguish that someone who's legally blind may feel about transportation issues. Can they get there to where the location of the job fair is going to be? Also navigating around a large hall with multiple tables and much noise going around from people talking and different things happening. It eliminates a lot of that, and it allows them to focus on one thing, which we try to encourage. Their main focus should be their elevator pitch. And that's some of them rehearse that with some of our employment staff. Others choose to try to do it on their own and say, I'm good, and I'm very comfortable doing it. So we will work with them however way they would like us to work with them. And so the whole idea is that you will present an elevator speech about yourself and with some vital things that you feel employers should know about you, your experience, your qualifications, any special certificates you may have, anything that would attract that employer to say, I want to look at the resume closer, or I want to schedule an interview. And that is the intent of the reverse job fair, is that employers are listening. They are provided with resumes in advance, and they, once they see the individual, hear their pitch, they are reviewing or have reviewed the resume, and then reach out and schedule an interview. This then works out very well. The consumer knows where to go for the interview if it's in person, and they have a contact there, and they're coming to apply for a very specific job that may be available at that company. We also encourage companies to do some informational interviews, and we've had a lot of our employer partners volunteer for that. Is that just to give individuals experience in interviewing, if we have consumers who haven't interviewed that much and need some experience so that they can sort of be comfortable in approaching these different employment type situations, then we encourage that for those consumers who feel they need it. And we have some of our employers who are good partners in that and don't mind taking the time to offer informational interviews. So that job fair has been going on for a few years now. It's the reverse job fair. We had a regular job fair that you would go to a location and you would circulate to the different tables and talk to different human resources individuals. And this reverse job fair, from what we can tell, we are getting more interviews out of this type of format. So we definitely like it, because in my opinion, if you have an interview, it's referring to a baseball term, it's an at bat. Yeah. At least you were up there, you got into the door, you took a swing, and whether it works or not, then that's how it goes. But it's the way it works for some folks. And if you get in that door and get that interview, maybe you don't get this job, but then the individuals know you at that company, and maybe there's something else that might come up, or they might refer you to someone they know that works at another company that you might be a better fit for. So getting your foot in the door is step one of getting to that employment objective that all of our consumers have on their plan for employment here at the agency.
Do they give you back any feedback, Commissioner, on how it's going throughout the interview process? Do you have some, what's considered successful? Obviously, getting an interview is.
Well, once they get an interview, so our vocational counselors are working with the consumers, and our goal is to get that consumer to their employment objective. And so the employment services team continues to follow along with the consumer, and there's a vocational counselor, because if there's a job offer made, then the agency in many cases assists the company in providing the assistive technology to allow that consumer to carry out their job duties. If it's a large organization, they have no problem. They'll say, yeah, we'll do it. And most of these days, it's a piece of software, which are very reasonably priced these days, and for speech or large print output. Or it could be a video magnifier, which large companies have no problem spending the type of money. It's a little more expensive than the laptop, but not bad. So it's the prices come down, and it really is making it a lot easier for companies to step in. But we're here. If they find it a hardship, or if they have an issue with it, we will take care of it, because our goal is to make sure that that individual becomes employed. So we do get feedback. Sometimes they do tell our employment services folks why the individual was not the right fit, and we use that to help the consumer understand why they were not the right fit, and if there's work that we need to do as far as more training classes, or more practice in interviewing, anything like that, we will continue to work with that particular consumer.
Oh, so you basically, to use another sports phrase, you coach them up.
Yes, we do. There's a lot of coaching. We call it guidance and counseling on the career side, but yes, in using the sports term, coaching up would be quite fitting.
Great. Great.
So I can talk about another activity that's gone on in October, and again, developing our consumers for future employment. It's our College Information Day. It's a session that we invite high school seniors to come to, and it's exactly what it sounds like. We talk about college. We talk about how it's going to be at college, how different it's going to be as a blind student when you attend college. You're not going to have a teacher of the visually impaired assisting. You're not obtaining books. You're going to obtain your own books via whatever accessible format vendor you use, or at the bookstore, whatever, however you choose to do that. So we talk about all those things that are going to go on, and we talk about how they have to be better at time management, because they're going to be on their own. And when they decide to study is when they decide to study. And when they have to go and have dinner, or they have to go participate in extracurricular activity on the campus, it's going to be all on them to balance all this. And part of growing up and part of learning how to be an adult. And so all these areas are discussed. Many of the how to get around the campus. We have a great support team here, our orientation and mobility staff, that assist and provide training on campus to those individuals who ask and who need it. So it is quite also the parents attend this College Information Day. So the parents come and they have questions, be it financial aid. The agency also offers financial support based on the financial need that they show when they file their financial aid form with the federal government, and the school system offers financial aid. And then if there's a need still left, the agency will step in and offer additional support. So it's a good informative session. We've been doing that for years, and we put a little different twist on it every now and then, but it is definitely useful for the parents and the consumers. We talk to them about scholarships. This is held in the fall here, and look for those scholarships. The deadlines haven't passed yet. You're in time. So just because you do your financial aid, we also ask you to apply for scholarships from other sources. There are many organizations out there that are offering different financial assistance. And if you get those, then that's great. And if you still have a need left, then MCB will step in and help exhaust or fill some of that need, so that you don't have to have a large payment that you would make, but you do have to show that there is a financial need, and that would work. So that's a very good event.
Is that one day, Commissioner? Is that like a seminar session? Is it a
Yes, it's
session?
a seminar session. It's held in the afternoon after the kids are out of school, and we also late afternoon, and we also want that to be a time that the parents can attend. So we do that virtually now. We used to, before the pandemic, we did it in person, but we're finding that the parents are much more able to attend if we do it this way. And we're going to keep it going this way, I believe. And if the parents are at work, they can just drop in on the Zoom, and they don't have to be at home with the child or that sort of thing. They can just drop in from wherever they're at, and if they can spend half an hour, then that's great. So we found that doing this online uh, is a little more. We get more attendance especially from the parents, because it was always, oh, it's a work issue. I can't take the afternoon off if we're coming in. So I believe this works out pretty well for most of them, and the students are all they're all about online stuff. They have no problem with that, so they don't really care about coming in person to doing anything. So therefore, this is a perfect session for that age population that we serve, and it works well for everybody. And then if it works well for the parents, it's even better. It gets them more involved with what they're doing.
Is it well attended? Is it growing? Or is
Yeah,
it?
well, it's attended. I mean, we it's attended by a good number of our high school students, and is it growing? I don't know the number of years past, or I didn't ask for the number in this one, but they told me it was very well attended. But I didn't ask for a number. I was not able to attend. Our deputy commissioner was leading it, and with the vocational staff here at the agency. So I just got a report, but I didn't get the actual numbers on that. Oh, I don't have them here with me.
Sounds like a great program, though. Sounds
Yeah.
right. If you're getting more parents, then you're probably getting more students, and then that gets amplified through the parents' network at the schools and things like that,
Right.
each other and all that. So
Right.
that's a terrific program. I didn't know
Right.
about that.
Another event we can talk about that happened this year in October is the White Cane event.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very well attended event at the State House, and a great opportunity for everyone to come get together and learn about orientation and mobility, a vital skill that whether you're legally blind or totally blind, you should take advantage of that training here at the agency. We do have a partner that does that with us also in certain areas of the state, the Carroll Center for the Blind, but it is definitely talks about the white cane and educates people about the white cane and the success that people who are using the white cane have as far as being able to travel independently on their own and get back and forth to work and get around their communities and travel through airports and bus terminals and wherever else people want to go. And it's a very important event, very well attended. Well over 200 people were there, and it's something we've been doing again for years. It's again at the State House. It's a great opportunity to show the legislators, and some of them do drop by and participate, and others drop in just to look, and others drop by and just say hello. And it's a great, since we're funded, our state programs are funded by the state dollars. So it is good to bring folks that they are supporting when they are supporting the agency with funding. So it's a great opportunity for everyone, and it's turned into a more of a community type thing event that is sort of expected. That MCB will do this every year, and we have been doing it for many years, and we'll continue to do it. But it's really the blind community and the professional community and some of the public have attended it, and our providers are attending it, and it becomes a very important and informative day and day of celebration at the State House.
Right. And for our listeners, we broadcast that live thanks to the Talking Information Center. And that goes out across the Massachusetts Audio Information Network, all 6 of the broadcasters. And if you do go to the Audible Local Ledger .org website, that recording of White Cane Day is available 24/7 for anyone to be able to listen to. Also, a lot of other information from the MCB Community Update is there as well, so you can catch up on anything that you might have missed. But White Cane Day is very special, and the broadcast was terrific. So I encourage everybody to listen, and you'll find out a little bit more about what Commissioner Oliveira is talking about. It's well worth the listen.
And as we wrap up here, I mean, our staff continues to reach out to do presentations in services at throughout the community. We reach out to many of our senior centers, our councils on aging, many of the health fairs. We have our staff presenting and just educating the public on the different tools, different items that someone who's blind can use to accomplish certain tasks. And we also continue to work with organizations who serve individuals who are blind, like health aid organizations that provide health aids, or the homemaker services. We work with those individuals to say, if you do have a blind consumer that you're cleaning the house, this is one of the things they talk about, and you go there and you move things, well, you have to move them back. And if you move some items off the table, try to remember where they were so you can move them back to the table when if you had to clean the table. That's one of the, it's a very simple thing, but it helps someone out that everything hasn't been rearranged or not put back where it was. So that's one of the things we talk about, as long as many others that our staff provides that training. And we continue to just reach out and develop a relationship with many community partners and with businesses with simple training, sighted guide, human guide training is offered. So how to just offer someone your elbow if you're going to show them how to get from to a location that they may not be familiar with. If you want to guide them, that's the best way to do, is let a blind person take your elbow. And it's working out there. I was going somewhere about a couple of weeks ago, and I was walking down the street, and it was a place that I hadn't been there before, and someone walked up to me and said, "Hey, do you need assistance?" I said, "I'm just looking for such a place." And they said, "Oh, take my elbow." And I was like, "Wow, maybe one of our staff got it, or they saw it, they heard about it, saw it somewhere." And it's great when you run into someone and they just automatically say, "Take my elbow and I'll show you," and it beats, it makes the whole experience much more comfortable for everyone. And so and that's our goal here. To not only is it to work with our consumers, obviously that's number one, but we're also trying to educate the community that our consumers live in, so that that the experience that they have can be pleasant for both anyone who offers assistance as well as the consumer who may go into a business and is trying to conduct some business there. And obviously, if the staff are comfortable in showing them where the office is, or where their waiting room might be, or whatever it might be, it works out well for everybody.
Yeah, maybe they heard it on MCB Community Update. That might
Never
have
know.
been where you just never know. And
No.
we are really appreciative for the update, Commissioner Oliveira. A lot of stuff happened in this quarter. It sounds like all of it was very positive. I'm happy for MCB, and it's great to hear what's happening at MCB. Moving forward, we have a special MCB Community Update in January, which is the 201st anniversary of the introduction of Braille. Should be exceptionally informative episode. Until then, folks, thanks for listening.